Iskra? Hello.
Hey, so nice to see you.
So nice to see you as well. Thank you for all of the messages and doing the Find Your Next post. It's incredible.
Hmm. Yes, it's amazing. I almost missed this information about the call today, and I had this sixth sense intuition, so I checked almost on time.
No, this is
Sorry for being
fantastic.
late.
No, it's fine. Me and Francisco were catching up, so you're right on time. And like
Awesome.
people come when they come. But yeah, I don't know if you'd like to introduce yourself to Francisco, and then Francisco can do the
Yeah.
same, and then maybe I'll introduce myself, and then we'll see who else
Maybe
joins the
so
call.
you give the example because it
Yeah.
could be a very long or very short.
No, you're fine. Yeah, go ahead, Iskra. And I apologize if I'm not saying your name correctly. I'll try the
No,
best I
it's
can.
perfect. It's perfect. Iskra. Yeah, exactly right. Well, let me see in which hat to put to introduce myself. Well, I'm a Bulgarian and I live in Bulgaria. I have a big brain. I think I'm neurodivergent, even though it's not proven, but I'm multi-passionate, multitasking all the time. At the moment, I am in my capacity, I mean, professionally, I'm a coach and mentor and a guide, but also I'm a film producer. I have my film production company. My elder son, he's taking care of the business. I'm an advisor there. So sometimes I participate in projects. I'm very passionate about education. So, and like really passionate about creating experiences that are meaningful and engaging, experiential. I'm against traditional education, but the funny thing is that I'm often called to do presentations to pupils, so I try to be careful not to go against the policies of the schools. And at the moment, I'm working on designing a new platform for supporting very stressed teachers and parents and students. So this is kind of a side project. Like what is the word? Voluntarily, but it's a passion project. And yeah, juggling. How we say it in Bulgarian, juggling lots of watermelons under under the armpits. This is a literally translated I think what else? I'm also crazy about languages, very passionate about languages. And about the use of languages, I believe there is lots of power in how we choose our words. So I'm using it also therapeutically in my work with clients. And that's it for now. Like I will stop here because I can talk a lot.
No,
I'm
that's
very
amazing.
talkative.
Well, I'm multi-gifted as well, so it's really interesting. When you're trying to create a digital product offering, you're supposed to have one ideal customer avatar, right? Like these are all the
Mm,
marketing rules,
I
and
don't.
I don't as well either. And it was really a challenge in the early stages of community building to figure out how to create smaller identities within the group and creating kind of a diverse, inclusive culture. So we have the left brains, which are the engineers and global leaders. We have the right brains, are the creatives and community builders, and then whole brains are entrepreneurs and parents. Because I work across all six of those contexts. So I've done content creation for 5 years. So I've done over 2,000 short form pieces of content, like
Mm,
20 million views and a following of 40,000. And then I've done community building for a year here, which is a completely different creative side of business. But then entrepreneurship, I feel like you have to have the creative and logical intention with each other nonstop in order to actually get traction in those spaces. And then a lot of my base from LinkedIn is still the engineers and global leaders that have connected to my story. So it's been fun bringing everyone to one culture and seeing how they can
mhm.
kind of interact together and what comes from that. But so glad to have you in the group because you do have a big brain, Iskra. And so happy to have you here. Barnabas, we're just doing intros. So I don't know if you want to say hello and then Francisco's next. But so nice to see you.
Thank you. Let me go last because I literally
Yeah, you just popped
just
off.
woke up a few moments ago. I was having a nap and I saw you.
Excellent.
I'll go last.
Yeah, no worries. Francisco, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Iskra, I read your Find Your Next, so it's kind of neat, kind of feeling like I know a little bit of people's stories and backgrounds. When you before you even started talking, I remember your juggling analogy.
Mm.
I feel like I juggle quite a bit as well, but my background is interesting. So I am a first generation Cuban American. My parents were Cubans who escaped communism out of Cuba and came to the United States. I was born shortly after, so first person born here, and grew up in the Midwest in the U.S. My background is in finance, accounting, economics, and then I've got an MBA that focuses on consumer psychology. And I spent 15 years climbing the corporate ladder. I worked at Johnson and Johnson, which I know you'd mentioned you
Yeah.
did some strategic marketing or advertising with
Yeah.
with J&J. But I grew up at J&J, so I graduated from a leadership development program right out of undergrad. Basically, spent 15 years climbing the corporate ladder. My passion was for challenging status quo. So I always joke around that, J&J is this giant, cruise ship, this giant Titanic of a ship. And I would be the
Titanic.
guy. Yeah. And I used to never hang out on the ship. I was always on a jet ski, kind of trailblazing around the ship, and always trying to be a few steps ahead, or even just like a year or two ahead in my thinking of like, where can this ship actually navigate to, understanding that even slight course corrections are really difficult to make and slow. And so I moved into corporate development. That was my goal throughout my entire career, was to a big company like J&J only grows really inorganically. A lot of the growth is inorganic. And so I've purchased about $12 billion worth of assets at companies, different types of things to grow their various portfolios during my career at J&J. Love to negotiate, love the numbers. But in 2023, I jumped off of that corporate ladder and basically said, you know what, I'm going to go towards more of my own personal why, and say I love to serve people, and I felt like I had a great platform to serve at J&J. But as I advanced my career, I realized I don't know if I want to go through an entire cycle of having to re-educate and re-ingrain myself, because all the executives at the company had changed over. There was a new CEO. I actually was one of 3 people that actually directly reported into J&J's old CEO. I was the youngest person, I think, in J&J's history to ever actually have direct, access to the CEO, from 2016 until 2019. And I realized, like, hey, I just saw the future, right? Like, what
So
is
you,
it like to be a CEO? And I didn't necessarily love it.
so
Didn't
you're
sync up with
reporting
my.
to Gorski?
Yeah, I was actually the
Really?
only non-VP. Yeah, so Alex Gorski used to have it was really unhealthy. He used to have an army of McKinsey people that would basically do his bidding and help him with all the strategy, framing, portfolio management, really just taking all 250 plus companies and putting it onto a matrix and trying to figure out how to disproportionately invest for growth and for competitiveness. And my background is, of course, in finance, but I used to be involved in a lot of strategy work. So the long story short is that they were like, we're giving all of our insights to McKinsey, and then they're selling that to all of our competitors. And so we need to somehow internalize this. And this was before everybody decided that they needed a chief of staff. You probably saw this dynamic where, like, all of a sudden there's chiefs of staff everywhere. So I was the equivalent of his portfolio lead and chief of staff. And what I did was I reported into the VP of internal relations, the VP of FP&A, financial planning and analysis, and into Alex. And all I did all day, every day was just basically frame what they were, what the executive committee had on their plate, try to prioritize. And that was mostly strat planning, portfolio management, and strategic initiatives. And so I did that, and I realized it was really cool work, but I don't necessarily want to grow up to be a CEO of a Fortune 50 company, because it didn't jive with me, right? He was a multimillionaire, of course. He had a great compensation package, but he spent 80, 90 hours a week just in minutia, just trying to figure out who are the yes men and who are the people that are going to tell him straight the real tough love. And the fun part was that I loved to navigate that. I was the guy that gave him the tough love. I'm an anti yes man, and it was be funny because I felt like I was in the only role where I could get fired like any day. Like I could say whatever I wanted to say and be like, all right, I feel good about that. But because he was so high up in the company, I felt like I also could be eliminated at any point in time. So it was an interesting several years, but that was a tangent. Started my own consulting businesses. I'm a fractional corporate development officer for life science companies. So I basically come in and help them grow inorganically or exit from a deal making standpoint. I also own a cost optimization business where I help small to mid-sized businesses not leave money on the table, which is something I saw in all the companies I used to acquire, is that a lot of money gets left on the table because, as you know, Joe, you get spread thin, right? Your time is finite, and you just can't pay attention to everything. So I take that off their plates. And then ironically, just to a lot of people, and I just posted about this on LinkedIn, all that business background and my heart has always been to serve other people well. And so that's kind of been my motivation, is how do I serve in whatever capacity I'm in. And so I'm actually in the process of moving into ministry. I've been basically tied in and involved in ministry throughout my whole life, but as kind of like a super part-time thing. And right now I feel like, hey, I'm called to do more than just put in 1 or 2 days a week of ministry. I'm trying to flip the equation. And so, yeah, exploring that, and that you'll see that in my Find Your Next. It's still a lot of unknowns, but I'm navigating it. And I love what Joe built here on the Big Bit Brain Club, because it gave me an opportunity to see, hey, a lot of us are in our own unique stories, trying to figure things out too.
Yeah, and Francisco, like the Find Your Next journey, because all three of you have done it, which is fantastic, actually, because I like calls where everyone's kind of gone through that process. It's a really flexible but focused framework. So everyone and the life they're trying to build looks different, concerning living where they want, loving what they do, being paid well for it, having a deep sense of purpose is kind of another part of it when you think about vocational ministry. So everyone can leverage the tool in whatever capacity serves them best. And we'll kind of talk through that on the back end of this call as well. There's different like pro tips I have for how to get the most squeeze out of that. So really excited to have you in the group, Francisco, and see how that helps you shift in your kind of career and vocational journey. I had no idea you went that high in J&J. That's awesome. So humbling to cross paths with you.
The only thing I'll say is you mentioned it in one of your posts. It was the role involved influencing without any influence. Like I was told, hey, you've got this big job. You can never use the CEO's name to get the work done. You have to respect that and be like, hey, how do I get an army of people that are higher up than me to do what I need them to do without telling them who it's for? Because then it would immediately bias everything.
I'm not going to help you right now, little love. I'm also parenting 4 kids in parallel to this call, so we'll see what happens. But Barnabas, you want to do your intro as I power mute for a minute, and then we'll jump into some fun?
Okay. Sure. So, yeah, I just this was made redundant last year from what I was doing last year, but I've always been into AI, into video production and that. I went to university and studied that, and then I loved YouTube for a long time. I actually got into YouTube because of ministry, like you mentioned, Francisco. So I started getting interested in video when I joined we didn't really have a media team, but I was there when we started a media team at our church, and that was in 2003. And so since 2003, I've been like recording church services and doing live streams and running the team there. And then so in October I decided I wanted to go full time on YouTube, and I was like, I've been doing YouTube like just kind of as a hobby for a long time with my own channel, lots of different things on there, and decided what I'm going to do it about. I'm going to do it about AI because I was really interested in future technology and AI and video. And so I combined AI and video together. 6 October, I've been at it full time. And just in the last few months, I've been making enough money to cover my expenses through like sponsorships with videos on my channel. And yeah, it's growing really well. And I've had like opportunities to go and like speak on panels. Like I was at an incredible event last week with like people from AI, space, crypto, blockchain, and robotics, like loads of leaders in those industries, like in London. And yeah, that was incredible. They had, I won't go into too much detail on that. Then other opportunities I had were I went and spoke at like a couple of universities to students and stuff. And so my main thing at the moment is my YouTube channel. And I've got a school group that's also growing incredibly. Like actually today, at least 12 people have joined my group today just from my latest YouTube video. So whatever my latest YouTube video is somehow doing very well. It's very performing very well. It's bringing in a lot of people. So I've added like 20 plus subscribers and 12 people to my group just today. And yeah, that's pretty much, I'm sure there's more, but that's like the basics of it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is your group still free? We'll talk through it. Have you
Yeah, it's
turned?
free at the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah. You're
but
using it
I'm
as a
kind of
lead
like in,
magnet.
I'm in two minds. Like I'm like, people are joining so quickly today. I was like, oh, I should be charging. But anyway, uh, so in August, I might set it to like a small fee for a little bit because I don't feel there's a lot of value in there. But like, yeah, there's no really fully grown structure for people to pay
Yeah.
for. But yeah, I've also actually also doing AI marketing videos. I did for a company AI marketing video for pop-up events, and they want me to do more of that for them.
Awesome.
And also recently, the people in the top of Skool, Andrew Kirby, and that he reached out to me to ask me to make like AI videos for them potentially as well. So I sent him one this morning. He really liked it, and I've done like quite a few things for them, like GIFs, which are actually available where you can, if you go into GIFs and you type in Skool, loads of the really popular ones like of Alex Amosi and Sam Owen and different people were actually made by me. Some of them,
Awesome.
yeah.
So you landed. That's so cool. It's excellent.
That's it.
Yeah, and you've made my gifts, which I still use. So maybe we could start by showing off your cool work.
Yeah, that's true. Yours were the first gifts I made with AI. So.
I have to go be a dad for like 30 seconds, so you can linger, and
Okay.
then we'll jump into some fun stuff. There's fights going on.
Yeah. So
That's cool. Cool story.
thank you.
And where are you at? Where are you living?
UK.
In the UK? Where at?
Yeah, near London, near Heathrow, Staines, to the west of London. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I used to travel to High Wycombe a lot for
okay,
work.
that's close. Yeah.
Yep, yep. That's a favorite place to visit. I've got quite a few friends in the UK, and I haven't been for a
Okay.
while though.
Mm,
COVID threw everything out of whack, so I haven't done as much travel over to Europe since 2021, 22.
okay. Cool. Yeah. Actually, also my family is all in Zimbabwe now. They
Mm,
just flew out 2 days ago. They traveled for 2 days. They went via South Africa, missed their connecting flight, and now they eventually managed to make it to Mshingo in Zimbabwe. I was meant to go, but like because I didn't manage to make enough money yet, because I said that I would get like my money and ticket and everything together. But I'm very happy with where I am in my process, what I've achieved so far. But like, yeah, feel a little bit sad that I didn't make it to Zim with them as well.
what were they doing in Zimbabwe?
My wife's family's from there, so I've been a couple of times before. We always go like safari and different things like that. But they're there for like a month. My dad's gone for the first time, so he's there with them, with my children and my wife and extended family and stuff. So they're all there. So I've been seeing some pictures and video. When I saw the video of them all arriving today, I was like, oh, that's when I felt it the most. I was like, oh man.
Yep.
But anyway, that's a personal thing. So
No, it's fantastic.
yeah, hopefully it gives me some motivation to make sure I use this time very well the next 4 weeks. But yeah, I can't stay on the whole time that you're doing this meeting scheduled for, but I could stay on maybe for like half an hour more.
Yeah, you're fine, Barnabas. So
Cool.
I just wanted to show Iskra and Francisco your great work. So I had drawn these big brains originally for like YouTube levels when people would subscribe, and then Barnabas animated them with AI. So interesting and humbling for me to see my art come to life with his unique gifting, his little GIFs that the community could leverage. So you can actually download all these if you wanted to play around with them on comments and things. Yeah, just brilliant work in these spaces. This is my favorite one because the smoke. Let's see, someone wants to join really quick. 1 second. I made this window too small. Let's see how civilized my kids can be during this. Excellent. So I think what would make sense to jump into next is actually doing the and hello Kindred Farm. Oh, someone else wants to join too? Shoot. This is exciting. Oh, it's Barnabas' note taker. Nice.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. That's totally fine. So I think what would be fun to do is give you all a feel of how we do office hours in Pro. So if I go to community, especially because at least 3 of you have done Find Your Next, we will normally use these live calls each week to work each other's life in real time. So we follow this framework where we share wins and then blockers and then homework. And then that way, each week is just focused on celebrating where we've made progress, where we're encountering challenges that the group can kind of work together because we have diverse giftings. And then what we're going to focus on is action items. And then we check in each week. And then if people can't make a call, then they can do this asynchronously. So that way I can send a little Loom message. And then when we talk through it, and I record these notes in real time for the members, sometimes I'll record a Loom video of the discussion if they want that feedback, which is helpful. Oh my gosh, anarchy's ensuing. Why can't it be simple today? So what we could do is, Barnabas, I think you're the first one that has to jump off. No, I can't do questions with you, but you have to put clothes on. 6-year-old is the most challenging today, so we'll see. But if we go and find Barnabas's Find Your Next, because you already shared some wins that we could write down, we could just run in real time. And by the way, Barnabas, you are a super user of this. Like, you're up to almost 120 comments. You do a great job dropping timestamps and checking in with yourself and pulling different folks in from time to time. So it's been really cool seeing the progress you've made, which is just brilliant. By the way, I'm sharing my screen, right? Just a sanity check. Okay. Awesome. Set 7-30-2025. And this will be like open office hours. So what wins have you experienced recently? So you said you had 7 new members today.
More than that, I think. Yeah, like
Oh, I think
on this. Yeah, no, even while we're on the call right now, I just brought my school group and there's 2 more people requesting to join. It's crazy. Yeah, look, today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, no, 14 plus 2 more joining, 16 so far today.
It's beautiful.
I'm
Like,
keeping an eye on the number because I'm gonna overtake you soon.
Yeah,
On your free group.
you're coming up close. So what are you at right now for your free community?
Let me look. 152, but I'm gonna let these 2 more people in, so 154. Oh no, 3 now. There's 3. What's going on? 155.
Yeah.
I was going to
Okay.
approve them all. Let me approve them all.
Oh, this is beautiful. And
Yeah, they
then
are. They're all coming from YouTube as well.
Yeah.
All of them, right? Before, I've had quite a few people come from Skool, but all of the, like, however many people it was today, it's just went 16. It's actually 17 now. 17 have all come from YouTube, from my latest YouTube video, I think. So, pulling its weight. It took me to 3 a.m. this morning to finish it. So, so 155 members. Let's see what's going on YouTube here. How do we check?
Barnabas, can you throw a link to that YouTube video in the chat so I can just pull it real quick?
Yeah, sure. It's not like crushing it in terms of like the amount of views it's getting, but it's crushing it in terms of the amount of subscribers and people converting to the Skool group. So it's quite low views at the moment. It's 153 views. There we go. But it's only been out since, I don't know, 3 a.m. this morning, UK time. There's a chat. I think it's going to pick up.
Pretty good.
Hezekiah
That's
closed the
more
gate.
than it's a bigger, more than a 10% conversion rate. It's only 150 something views.
Yeah, it's crushing it. Yeah, my latest video, Joseph, has only got 153 views. It came out at 3 a.m. and
Did he just leave? He was so excited about the views, he had to just go and check it out right now. So funny. Thank you for the flexibility as anarchy ensues around me. We're in the middle of a craft and kids are getting territorial, which is awesome. Normally these are a little bit more smooth. Oh, let's see. Hey, Barnabas. You're muted, but back.
I accidentally closed the window.
And you got one more sub, which is beautiful.
Thank you, Iskra.
So
Is it? How do I say it? Is it? Am I saying it right? Yeah, Iskra. Okay.
Iskra, yeah.
Yeah, Iskra with S.
Iskra.
Means
S.
spark. I get to live to my name.
Okay.
So Barnabas, one thing I'd like to highlight for this group, especially if we are interested in content creation, I used to be focused on getting a wide range of views, like, and because I monetize as well. But I've learned a lot about, like, if you get the right qualified views that convert into an offer, whether it's a free community or into a paid community, it's so much more valuable to actually niche even tighter. So it's one of these weird things you navigate during your content creation journey where you're always trying to like chase virality and a wider view set and like figure out what hooks attention and spreads, which is important. But then the other lever you can pull is like, well, are you even attracting the right viewers? Like my LinkedIn posts are averaging between 100 and 5,000 views, depending on how I contextualize it. But every day I'm seeing medtech directors, presidents, VPs, and CEOs following me. That's exactly who I have to attract for high qualified leads to join my community or to open up job opportunities. I can't hang out with you, little miss. I've already told you.
A big favor?
Not right now. Later I can.
You can say here. It's just I want you to be a lookout for Kai. I want you to make sure that Kai doesn't get in my foot.
Okay, I will do the best I can. I'll be on lookout. I have to protect the fort. So this is a great insight though. So I'm excited to see that you're having such huge conversion off of smaller views once in a while, because there could be something there to look into as well. But you also, because of monetization, you're incentivized to play wider because you get paid for views, or it helps with sponsors as well. But if you can show your sponsors that this is exactly who's watching my content and they fit, that's another way to actually show you get leverage on the right audience. Because I'm working on getting, like, one of my sponsors I've almost closed. They do AR and VR technology development for medtech. Like, they're super niche. They worked with me while I was in Japan. They're phenomenal. And they're going to start to do sponsor inserts in all of my podcasts, which are very narrowly focused on chatting with medtech leaders in these spaces. So it's you're only getting 100 or 500 engagements, but it's the people that actually have decision-making power on who they want to bring as a consultant. So like, it's not just numbers. It's also the who is important.
The
So,
right, the
so I'm
right
really
numbers.
happy. Yeah. But there's a lot we could play with to actually figure out how to monetize your group, because you're not getting paid for it. It's free. You're just getting a bucket of people to do something with, right?
Yeah, at
Yeah.
the moment. But I'm very confident that I can get it monetized soon. But yeah, it's just figuring out the exact best thing to do. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Stripping out
Yeah,
the
so I was
free.
just so because I'm in like I'm thinking like it's good to have a big group of people so it's free, more people join, and then you have more opportunity to sell a high ticket offer to more people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you make it like a low ticket offer, which I don't think it could be any more than that at the moment, it's only a small amount of money, but then you're restricting the amount of people joining the group.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's when kind of like my thinking on that. And it's good to have a big group as well, because more chance to find some passionate people in there that I connect with and that hopefully I can help. And some of them might be able to help me as well.
Yeah, and what I would say, we're kind of floating across a lot of things here, which is fine. Like, one of the things I've thought about with your group, because you have a great funnel, right? This is all your YouTube. You're bringing folks into the top of the funnel. You have a free group. And one of the big things with the free group is you want to make it a mix of consumable. Oh no, my baby's escaped. Let's see if he comes back. Hey, Akari, go save Akio. He got out of the gate. Go grab Akio. Thank you. Yeah, bring him. I'll protect it. Bring him in. He's more important than the fort. You want to make it consumable, but you still want to maintain a touch point. And this is the magic of Find Your Next that I found, is you can get through the entire Big Brain Club Light journey in less than an hour, because it was much slower when you did it. It's a lot faster now, Barnabas. And then I get a consistent touch point where I can go on someone's Find Your Next post and drop a comment and re-engage it and keep kind of bringing it back. And then you also have, like, I use ConvertKit to then do email sequencing, so that every other week or so I can send a really well curated newsletter to that audience, because you can make, are you aware of this? You can get all the emails from members in your community. Did you know that?
Can I?
Yeah. Oh my God. Let me show you. This is so powerful for you if you already have 150 people, because not everybody will engage on Skool. So we're gonna geek out on Skool for a minute, Francisco. Let's see.
That could be handy for getting especially people you haven't like maybe talked in a while or stuff like that, especially.
So when I'll just open another tab. So when I go through my members, one of the first things I'll look at is I'll see how active they were, like 48 minutes ago, 20 hours ago, but then you'll have people that have been active, 12 days ago, 10 days ago. And these folks might not be very native to Skool. They saw a YouTube video, they thought it was cool, but they're not going to be on all the time. So if you go up to export, you can, and I shouldn't share this because it's recorded, but this will export a CSV with everyone's email and all the answers to the responses or the questions you ask for. So you could then load that into, can I share this? Oh, you raised your hand. Go ahead, Iskra.
Yeah, am I unmuted? Yeah, I think in the free community, you cannot see the emails unless you asked it in the questions, because I was running in parallel free and paid community. In the paid community, you get the emails. In the free communities, you don't, unless you ask for the emails.
That's a good experiment. In my
members export.
I mean, maybe they changed it, but this was until recently.
Do you have a do you use a $9 course or a $99 membership, Iskra?
I used to have 4 communities at 99. Then I went out of Skool. Now I'm back with a $9.
Okay, so I'm
because
not sure if
I will be testing a lot communities, a lot of formats.
Yeah, I've done what you just said. and 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, I've only got 6 emails. I've got loads of information, all their names, questions answered, but only 6 emails for some reason.
Oh, interesting. Well, it's good to know that. So for
I'm not sure why
me,
that is.
when I do my general plugins, by the way, if you hear crying, he's safe. He's just angry. It's my baby.
Maybe it's
Maybe
a
you can
setting.
stop sharing and check for the emails, for the answers.
Yeah. So if you go to,
Plugins.
yeah, where am I finding membership questions?
Membership
And then
questions.
I ask what their email is so that I can send them a high quality thing. But I've also thought about getting rid of this because I normally get their email twice. I get their email from this response and just from the export. But it's a good caution because if I change it and I stop getting emails, that would be bad. But then what you could do with these emails is if you get a free account on ConvertKit, just Kit, although I have a paid account now, so I could do email sequencing. We're going to geek out for a minute.
I'm actually going to change one of my questions to what is your best email, because I think that's really handy.
Yeah, and you want to provide just a tiny bit of context in that question if you can about how you would use it, because some people get apprehensive, like here comes the spam. Because there's other Skool communities that are very aggressive with how they do emailing, and then you just get flooded.
Yeah.
Versus, I want to make sure I'm the most high quality email you get each week around AI content creation, right? And then you.
I just checked. Yeah, I just checked in my community, my free community. You're right; they have changed it, so we get the email now, even though it's not a paid community. So your question could go because you already get it.
Excellent. Yeah, so with ConvertKit, I can do like this one called cost. I had 141 recipients, 13% open rate. I could see what links they're clicking on within all of this. So I'll redirect them into joining the community or if they're interested in a different course I offer. So I can see what percentage of people click on different things that I put within the email. And then I will then take this email and copy it and then re-push it out to LinkedIn and contextualize it for LinkedIn because I have 250 people in that newsletter. So content creation, like video content creation is really important, but also owning an audience through email is one of the most powerful things about Skool because email still converts really high. People check their email inbox more often than they'll check a DM on Skool if they're not used to the platform. So this is something you can play around with, Barnabas, is figuring out the right way to leverage the strength because you're getting all these emails. So figuring out whether you want to, like, if I don't know if you've seen any of my Sunday Sips ones.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Right, like I have some of my best content at the bottom, and then I curate a story, and it's branded. It feels a little bit polished. So you want to figure out how do you build a template that works for you. There's lots of platforms that let you do this. And based on your audience size, you can start for free. Target like one a week or once a month even to get started. And then anytime I go and do my next sequence, I'll just go to grow subscribers and then I will re-import new members. So I'll just re-export that PDF and then I tweak it a little bit. Actually, this is going to show emails go away. Oh, no, it won't. Okay, you're safe. Freaked out for a second there. But anyway, back to you, Barnabas. So you have some wins, and then what blockers do you have? Any challenges? I know you're trying to get the right financial runway with all of this. Like, are you tracking well? Because you're full-time, right?
Yeah. So I'm covering my expenses, like I said, for the last couple of months. But like, I get offered some, obviously some amazing things, and I wish I could buy some of those services, but I'm not at that place yet.
Yeah.
Like there was a really cool call I had today. Yeah. I don't know. I need to plan more, probably. I think that's something I need to do because I'm kind of like just doing everything day by day and trying to concentrate on what works. But I don't really have any. I think I need to write down what my plan is maybe for the next rest of the year, maybe, or something, like a rough idea.
Okay.
Which I haven't done that yet.
So you almost need like a 30, 60, 90. Like just break it on a longer time horizon maybe, and then build up to a year.
Yeah, 30,
Okay.
60, 90. Yeah. That's like a month, 2 months, 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, because at least then you
Yeah.
can still stay close to near term and then
Yeah.
make adjustments. Okay. And then do you have any homework? What are you going to focus on this week?
So I have a paid video that I have to make. So I'm also hosting on another AI channel that has over 15,000 subscribers. So I'm doing some hosted videos on there. So I've got a host video I've got to record for them. And I want to do some more of these school adverts, AI school adverts as well. And then I think I need to like also what I've got another member, by the way, another request for membership. Like I want to redo my like intro school classrooms. Like they're quite old, and I think I could do a better job on setting people up with what is expected in the community at the moment, which is I just want everyone to really ask questions and interact with everyone. I'm getting more of that. You get some really excited members who do like most of the action, and then most people say nothing. So
Okay. So
yeah,
pulling people back onto the floor to interact.
yeah. I'm trying to do what you're doing in terms of like I want to like let everyone like just contribute within the
Mhm.
community and get as much interaction as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely challenging. It's an area where like I'm still learning how to get engagement going. This 10-day challenge is really interesting because I saw an increase in engagement and posting from different members. Francisco, you put out a post. Iskra, you did a post with your next, which was awesome. And then one of the challenges is people put out that post, but folks aren't coming back to the group often enough to see it. So then people will feel deflated that they put themselves out there and then they got 1 or 2 comments or no likes. So it's an area where I'm still working on DMing around the process and figuring out how to elevate or amplify people's posts as well by pinning them or doing kind of like a weekly top 10 or something. So I'm playing around with different levers to decenter the community from myself. Because the community needs to be co-owned, and then I would do more thought leadership in the Big Brain Club Pro, which is my paid group. Like if people really want to know exactly what I think about this or that or work into their community, then I would do that in the paid group. But in the free group, really create a collaborative space that celebrates everybody finding their next and kind of building that life they desire. Well, cool.
Yeah, yours is finding your next. So
Yep.
I think like for me, I want like a clear path like that in a classroom. Just take people through some basics of AI video, like creating a picture, creating a piece of music, creating a short video, and like a simple little. I've kind of got like 6 weekly challenges like that I've already set up. That some people have come in and done that off their own back, but most people don't. So I need to set up the classroom and organize the group in a way that when people join, they go through that kind of process.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, I was thinking this morning when I was talking to a friend that what I could offer as a paid thing is could be as simple as having like one-on-one meetings for 6 weeks to help anyone with any AI video projects. Anyone who's gone beyond just the basics and is doing like a project, maybe making a little advert or making, whatever it is they're trying to make, like their YouTube channel with AI video and stuff. Then I could offer like a little simple 6 week course or a simple 6 week thing you could sign up for where I could help you like on one-on-one meetings with that exact project, and you can share your screen and I can dig in and really give you like a lot of attention on
Yeah.
helping you with that project.
Well, yeah, and I think this is your high ticket. This is what you're starting to find, I think. Within your free group, you want to connect people around a what? Like a shared group of affinity. So people are enthusiastic about AI content creation, learning how to do it, celebrating it, sharing their projects. I think if you continue to stick with your YouTube funnel to this free model, try to make your classroom ruthlessly simple and consumable so that it gets people touching AI content creation and enjoying it, but then they'll hit some limiting wall where they have to go out and seek additional knowledge or get it from the community over time. You don't want to give them a 10-hour course. Like
Yeah.
people won't navigate all that. It has to be consumable enough to move up to the next level. And then you want to provide that touch point. You have the email sequence that we talked about with ConvertKit, and kind of figuring out how to do campaigns to get people informed about this is what happens in my version of Pro. You don't have to use the language light in Pro. I just like it more than free and paid. You could find something that works for you. And then in a paid group, you would want to really strip it down as well and just have it focused on the how and accountability. So for me, mine's really simple. I do one call a week like this, and we pull up each other's communities and we figure it out. Or someone was in here not even trying to build a community, just finding new jobs in engineering. So like we're figuring out this is what you could do on LinkedIn with your presence, and you provide the how on the implementation, but also accountability. And this is a small inner circle group that knows one another and they're moving together. And this is why we pay to be part of this club, because we know that there's this shared journey, especially if people join annual, if you encourage that. Yeah, 1 second, Francisco. And then if they join annual, you know that you're with them for a longer time horizon, so you can make more progress together. That's typically what I do with upselling for my group. It's like, yeah, you could join monthly to try it out, but I could do a lot more with you over a year than I can in 1 month or 2 months. So it brings the time pressure down a little bit, and then you can focus on the relationship. I am stacking some courses in my paid on different topics as well that go really deep, like how to integrate fatherhood and entrepreneurship, how to land a job, how to quit your job. I have a client right now where we're recording her whole school building journey in real time. So we just did our first hour session together. We launched a community in 15 minutes, and now we're going to build it over 6 hours. Like, put those master courses behind the paywall, but it has to be like really focused on the how. And then even when they watch through that, their unique context is slightly different from that person or from that class. So then they'll want to work in real time. So then I would pull all your calls out of your free and move them into your paid, or do one call a month or something like I'm doing to give people some touch point with it. Here's your stick. Here's your stick. I don't know why there's sticks inside the house now, but this is just happening. All right, Francisco, what you got?
I can't hear
You're
him.
muted, friend. Yeah, and Barnabas, I'll hit submit on your find your next updates. Comments.
Yeah, what I was saying was I accidentally hit the the hand up button, but while I've got the mic,
Yeah, go ahead.
Barnabas, is your niche video only, or do you do other things in AI in terms of capabilities?
Just video. So like everyone's doing like all the, concentrating on automations and stuff, and lots of the top people are doing that. So that kind of like made me, think about that. But yeah, no, I've just been concentrating on like video, because I did videos like the area where I did university, and that's my area. And I want YouTube as my main focus. I just wanted to go full-time on YouTube, and that's kind of happening anyway. And the school originally in January, the idea was to I thought it's a place where I could then make some money as well. That's why I came to school. But since then it's become more than that. But yeah, so it's just concentrated on any kind of tools that help with making video, mainly for YouTube, but also for AI marketing videos. So that includes quite a lot of tools that are in that area, but and a little bit into automations, but I haven't really dug into automations more than very surface level.
Yeah, the thing that came top of mind was, and I've seen this over years, is like if you could, and I don't know if this is your target market, but if you can attract proactive corporate professionals that are just trying to like bring in a new capability and stay ahead of the curve. I used to constantly use corporate resources to say, hey, I'd like to explore some skill that I want to put in my toolkit, and show, one, like that lifelong learning kind of bustle, but two, also differentiate myself from other employees, because I'm like, hey, I've got a skill that now I can teach internally and be a thought leader on. And so I know in corporate world right now, everybody is buzzing around AI this, AI that, and most of it is automation. But I got to imagine that something in the video context would actually be more niche and more useful, because I've been using AI as much as possible for just simple things like automating, SOP creations and things like that. But that could be an interesting experiment, because what I've seen is that if somebody does advertise themselves as a subject matter expert, corporations are silly with their budgets. Somebody will go, oh man, we need Barnabas and he's asking for 25K. We've got that in the budget. And all of a sudden you sign a retainer with one company and you're just on retainer to provide them some of the, some of maybe even just your one-on-one stuff and office hours to, chain up their employees. And then that you never know where that can lead. But I've been shocked I've become numb in my corporate career how quickly somebody that just asks that, hey, if you guys need help with this, if you want, I can be, somebody on retainer for you. That can be almost like its own channel. And if you can even just get one shot on goal there, that could be capital to fuel maybe a more individual kind of subscriber based approach. But where you're at in the UK, I got to imagine there's a lot of local and domestic and international companies that you might want to maybe sync in with the expats or something like that and see if they've got some extra money to float around.
Yeah, thank you. So like the company I did AI marketing video for, their employees in there, I know they said that he wanted to get some training, so I did offer them already or tried to get a retainer as well, but they just wanted like a one-off payment for now. But I think definitely that's something that would be good to try to do, to offer training for companies, especially for like marketing teams or video production people within companies.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll say, so I don't monopolize time, is that where I found it super successful is at J&J. I fired a lot of consultants. No offense to them, but I'm not a huge fan of them, because I hired them for like 3 months and then stole all their like superpowers and figured out what was proprietary, what is non-proprietary. And one of the things that you can be like is, hey, like, I know that I'm eating my own, or I'm helping you to eat my lunch, but if you can hire your team members to do this, you can show them the cost avoidance associated with teaching them how to build that muscle themselves and to grow it, versus them naturally wanting to pay a consultant to do these one-off things for them. Because I think you can usually find some sort of analogs to case study out, hey, by being too reliant on a third party that knows how to do this well, we're going to be paying a ton. But if we can build this muscle and then start training the trainer, then maybe we have a competitive edge that our competitors don't have, and we have speed at our disposal that our competitors don't have. And there's a really interesting way to market. That's kind of how I think about my corporate development kind of fractional work that I do. Is I try to plant those seeds and see if anybody picks up on the efficiency of actually internalizing these capabilities by bringing on an expert for some period of time. But I know that this is like a wave to potentially ride, because AI is it's on a lot of people's radars. And if you can show real results, not just kind of cool kind of opportunity, you might float to the top.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting insight, Francisco. And even just if you made your paid community really high ticket, so 3,000 a month, 10,000 a month, something in the retainer space, and you had really focused coursework and it was equipping people to leverage AI for their marketing organizations, because AI marketing videos are really interesting and they're different, and doing it well takes some artistry. So you have your free community that you're ascending gradually. Eventually you have like a low ticket offer. But if you actually focused on high ticket, because you're doing keynotes and like starting to be in circles with the right folks, landing one or two key clients could just help you win bread consistently. And then you could build the scale for low. Like I'm probably going to sign like a 6K per month retainer to do medtech consulting as a fractional director of engineering. And if I do that, then that gets me some runway and I don't have to work at that 100% of the day. And then that gives me room to build out the portfolio product offerings, because I have things all the way from $2 for a mini class to $100 challenge for 100 days to $100 per month or 900 annual. And then if people want to go one-on-one with me, that's like $300 a session. So you can keep ascending folks, if that makes sense. But if you
Mm.
find someone at the top, it does become a little bit more efficient. Like it's more efficient to hunt down one or two high ticket pieces, if that makes sense. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
Welcome. So with all that, Iskra, do you want to do your wins and everything? And we could just play around.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi,
Okay,
Sarah. So my wins, let me see. One of the wins is I just offboarded one of my amazing clients, one-on-one clients, Bulgarian clients, someone from the film industry. We've worked together over the last 15, 20 years, and she did so amazing. Yesterday, we had the interview, and she shared how she didn't believe what is possible in just after 8 sessions. So this is a huge win. Another win is that I launched a very efficient, apparently, score app scorecard.
Oh,
that
excellent.
was
Yeah, we were talking about that.
that was reviewed by one of Score App's experts, and this is what I posted about today. That I was instructing all my 4 AI LLMs to act as Daniel Priestley and his team, and apparently I got feedback from someone from his team. This was very, very, very useful. So now I think it looks great. So I'm ready to launch it. What else? My new school group, school community is set up, and it's ready to start welcoming people. Blockers. Let me see about blockers. Blockers is that I'm torn between a couple of things. So my power, my talent, my magic is in hosting live experiences with people. But the problem is that, as I wrote in my post, is that I'm really so influenced by the world's energies. Like yesterday, I spent it in bed because apparently there is huge, I don't know, solar flares, magnetic storms, or whatever, and I can't help it. So I don't know, I have to find some maybe special systems, equipment, something just to hold me strong, because I really love to be creating magic, co-creating magic with people. So that's the main thing, because if this wasn't happening, I would go straight away and relaunch the mastermind, where I've been seeing the biggest transformation. The 6-month mastermind. I mean, the last time I did it was about 3-4 years ago. It was around $10,000 for 6 months, and it was absolutely amazing. But then I have all these things. What if I'm not in my best? What if these things happen again, like last year when I ran a very successful challenge for people to launch their communities, not just the communities as everyone is doing on Skool, but to actually create a group experience, transformational experience. And then I couldn't bring people into my paid program because I wasn't feeling well. So this is maybe the only blocker. And so I'm now trying to figure out what part of this in-person work I can deliver via pre-recorded videos and some gamification and interaction, and make people engage in the communities, and just reserve my energy only for very limited time for live calls. So yeah, this is where am I at. I don't have any doubts about pricing my services, and I know very well the value. I have great testimonials, like people working with me have found the loves of their lives, launched their businesses, etc. It's just about how to actually deliver it And yeah, I mean, I know that I will have to do some compromises and not do it in the best possible way, like I would imagine it. Well, last year, I think it was from, when was it? From June until August or something like that. My community was number one in leadership on Skool. It has 85% engagement. It was absolutely crazy, but this required so much presence from me, which I'm not able to do now. So I'm rethinking lots of models, and what I've seen is that ready models that work for other people don't work for me. I've been investing high ticket for the last 5-6 years and working very closely with very high level mentors, but no ready model can be applied directly. So I put lots of effort to create it around me, around my lifestyle, my needs, and my priorities. So this is where my energy goes.
This is so beautiful. So you've been doing, are masterminds your main source of income then? Because you have multiple businesses that you do in parallel, right?
I have my film production company, which is my main source of income. I recently, in the beginning of this year, discovered an amazing, let me see how to say it. It's not an MLM thing, but it's about health and wealth. I really resonate with like purity of purpose, etc. So I love it. So I will be developing this. And masterminds I've been running for 6-7 years or more. I was one of the very first tribe ambassadors of Ever Coach and Mind Valley. I mean, we were the first people who emerged. The word didn't exist even. We were called tribe elders, and then we kind of created the concept of ambassadors. So I love to support communities engagement and create processes. I have been designing processes for group facilitators, how to handle and create safe spaces. So this is what I'm passionate. This is what I would do day and night if I could rely on my energy. And this is what I'm launching now, actually. I'm relaunching a program for training people how to design transformational group experiences as a future proof or AI proof businesses, because I invested in a virtual coaching app because I know lots of people cannot afford hiring me as a coach, or they cannot afford paying for therapy, but there is a way to support as accountability or building some positive habits. So the virtual apps, they can help with that. But also lots of people are losing their jobs. Like I wanted to say how I see lots of common things with Barnabas and with Francisco. Like, I'm such a tech geek. I constantly invest and buy apps for editing, for doing optimizing things. So I see that the copywriters that I once was supervising, now half of them maybe don't have jobs anymore because things happen instantly and happen better. And it's easier for me. It would be easier for me as a supervisor or creative director to get it done faster and more streamlined. So lots of people would lose their jobs if they don't find ways like hosting live experiences. Like, I can't imagine a virtual Joseph hosting this call today. Maybe one day it would be possible, but right now, this is the most precious thing, that we see each other face to face, virtual or in real life. So this is what it's around the same passion of connecting with people.
Yeah, because one of my first questions I had, but probably just answered it, for these masterminds and trying to manage your energy and health with it, is this an area where you would be open to equipping or delegating running these to a member of your team? Or do you feel that this is what you vocationally
It's
want to
my
be doing?
magic.
Yeah, it's your magic.
It's
That's
my
what I was curious
energy.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an energy healer, and it's so funny. I'm not going to name the company, but while I was still working at Publicis, I think, or was it J. Water Thompson, the marketing director of one of the biggest names in the world, they would invent any possible reasons to to meet weekly because they felt calm around me. And I wouldn't think about the possibility back then that I would become a coach, therapist, or healer. But people were literally saying, "We feel so calm in your presence. Can you come again to the office tomorrow?" Even if they would invent reasons, like business reasons for that. So at the
Mhm.
moment, I cannot replace myself.
Yeah. And maybe it's an area where you could explore other pockets of your businesses that you could delegate to just create more energy and margin so that you could show it better. Like, I don't know if there's some tasks you're stuck doing that you've just always done that you could find
Mhm.
a gap in there so that you could bring more magic in these spaces. Because that's what I
Yeah,
was kind of poking at as well. That could probably help with just
yeah,
feeling like you could
absolutely.
show up more at 100%.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm like in my film production company, I believe that I'm the best producer, but now my son is doing such a great job. He's doing even better job than me. So I'm not irreplaceable. You know, people still like, have some things that like clients that we just finished working with. So definitely the creative part and all the things that I love to work because
Mm-hmm.
my first, I mean, I have masters of science in computer science, so it's part of the things I love to design processes, to optimize things, to find shortcuts. But I just have to choose. I mean, if it's sharing energy and supporting people in group spaces, in like community, like building this very special texture, then I will have to leave the creative stuff to someone else.
Brilliant. Awesome. Any homework or anything you're focusing on this week?
I'm focusing. I just, as I said, I completed all the revisions on the scorecard, and my homework is now to follow the approach of one of the mentors that I follow, and within 7 days to test 3 different offers to create wait lists for them. So I have to be messaging in a very nice, authentic way about 150 people a day, some of my ideal audience, which is not that hard because I think I have about 15,000 people cumulative in my audience. And the funny thing is that I think I know personally half of them. So I have shared memories, I know them by face. So I'm just going to do that. And another thing that is on the to-do list, or more like intention, is I want to find the best way to transform my LinkedIn newsletters into my own email list because there are, I think, about 1,000 people or a little more, but I don't own them. I don't have the permission for their emails. So I'll have to, I guess, with the scorecards that I'm launching now, this will be a way to bring them into the private space.
Mhm. Yeah, and from my experimentation with LinkedIn, because I have a ConvertKit email sequence, I found that when I do the newsletter natively in LinkedIn versus linking it to the external one, it does get higher engagement. Like the
Mhm.
algorithm pushes it more. But I've been trying to migrate and own that audience as well and kind of get them to jump over. So I'm happy to figure that out alongside you because I'm not perfect at it yet. But it's definitely a great opportunity to make sure that you can always get in front of that audience when LinkedIn diverts them elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was so funny how I mean, my links in newsletters, they just happened by chance, actually, kind of by mistake. And like people keep subscribing, even though I haven't posted for maybe a couple of months,
Yeah.
which is, I have about maybe 40 or 30 something articles. So obviously there is content for them to read, but I really want them to come into my world because on my very small email list, I have 160 people. I have 50% open rate, and people are messaging me and responding. So, I mean, they like what I share, but they're not converting. Like they're more friends or peers, but they're not prospects, not potential clients. So I will have to see how to create this new audience. I mean, the scorecards are the first steps, obviously. And it's exciting. I love creating new things, and I don't hesitate. So that's why I'm so busy always with lots of things.
Yeah, no
And
worry,
my-
Barnabas. Excellent. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see how this all works out with you. Cool. I think we got that one done.
Thank
Francis,
you.
oh, of course. No, thank you for going through all the work to do the Find Your Next Post. And your journey and story is really intriguing to me. I also saw, because I did power skim part of this during the call as well, that you consulted for J&J, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think I was still in Publicis while Publicis was handling the global strategy. So we were producing strategy for regional markets, South Europe, so and Eastern Europe. So it was interesting. Like these are the agencies where I used to work. So
Yeah. No, I have to dig into it a bit more, but excited to see how this framework could help you just keep your life in front of you, and we'll keep checking in the best we can. And then Francisco. Might have lost you. There we go. All right. What's new in your world?
Yeah, in terms of wins, we talked about this a little bit up front. I've like we've talked about in the past, I've got this, corporate business background, and then I'm in the process of pivoting to ministry. But it's not a 0 to 100 where I'm going to completely zero out what I do and engage in on the business side, because I can serve people in different ways in different capacities. But as of recently, I have identified an organization that specializes in sending missionaries around the world and engaging with different folks at a country by country level. And I do not feel called to international ministry, AKA the traditional road of going and living in a specific country and learning their language and getting deep, maybe at some point in the future. But what I've done is I've been actually welcomed. I'm going through the application process, which is pretty extensive, but I've been welcomed to direct something that's super close to my heart, which is an adventure ministry. And so the idea is that it's a domestic ministry, but all the prayer support and all the funds that are raised through this ministry go to youth ministries around the world. And so it'll allow me to basically remain local to where I live in Florida, but travel internationally, which is something I've really enjoyed throughout my life. And just like you, Joe, like I'm in Florida because I'm helping my dad go through a health crisis that he's been going through for the last couple of years. So like having this anchor in Southwest Florida now is super important. It may or may not be the case, but my wife and I are doing this together. We're basically kind of lockstep in everything we're doing. And what's really cool is that this agency doesn't really care where I've come from. They just care that I am passionate about, the mission that, I have, which is to go around and in love, just, let people know, hey, here's what I believe, here's what who Jesus is, and just use my story coupled with their story to, build really positive engagement with others. And like I said, they're going to let me continue to. I mean, they encourage me to continue to use my God-given experiences and gifts in other areas as a way to basically support the work that I'm going to be doing in the future. So I can still work on life science consulting kind of opportunistically as it comes up. I own and operate a cost reduction company. So that's something I did on purpose last year formally because I just know that that's the nerdy way I can serve people. So I guess two recent wins is one on the life science side. I did get asked to come in and provide kind of that leadership 10 hours a week, not a ton of time, but hey, for the next 6 to 12 months, can you be a fractional corporate development officer on our team that can come in and help us make sure that we're investing inorganically and thinking about inorganic expansion and it's more of a retained responsibility that comes with, regular cash flow. For me, that's kind of like a blessing in disguise because I can do that piece of work, that side of my life in my sleep. I love it, and I just can do it like on autopilot to some degree. So for me, it's a thing that brings cash flow that gives me some flexibility to go and challenge myself in areas that are new. I just finished actually in about an hour. I'm gonna meet with one of my clients. We just finished doing an analysis on their cost structure for their growing company, and we were able to find a little over $100,000 that they were literally throwing away because of how they were running their business. And so for me, that's what's exciting is that I always joke that I'm the nerdy detective that they kind of unleash on their books and go into the background of their business and see if I can't figure out how they can remain laser focused in running their business and doing what they're passionate about, but outsourcing the piece they don't love, which is that financial kind of auditing piece where I'm coming in and looking at their numbers and helping them know their numbers, but also helping them negotiate on behalf of their companies in a leveraged way. So that's a fun conversation I'm looking forward to because it's always like an aha moment where they're like, oh, how much money have I been overspending per year? But then I redirect them to, hey, what are we going to now do with that extra 100 grand of profitability? What can you invest in? What other experts can you actually tap on to bring in to do things to grow your business? So all these things I think I'm in a juggling act to some degree of figuring out how to prioritize my time. And I like what Sarah had mentioned. I try to create like enough open space in front of me where I don't feel like I'm on a very rigid formula for how I figure out what I want to do. I want to keep things a little bit more flowy because at the end of the day, I'm in a position of transition and I'm doing a lot of brainstorming. So those are things that I'm working on. And my major homework really is just figuring out how to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm not diluting my priorities, things that I care for, that I'm just finding ways to kind of balance everything out when in the moment that I need it. 100% focus on one thing at a time and not trying to, spread myself too thin. And also one of the things that I'm really thinking about is trying to figure out how to do this via using Skool. So this is kind of a shared thing that you're probably hearing a lot of Joe is like, I feel like God's given me a really unique story. Like there aren't too many people that are like working for the CEO of the largest healthcare company in the world one moment and then like moving into ministry and just completely saying, forget, the corporate ladder. I just want to, embrace humble service in a different way. I feel I'm also a straight shooter. I tell people like in love what they may not want to hear, but what I think is probably going to be helpful. And so if there's some way to share that with people that are in a similar intersection, in a very niche way, that could be a cool thing to do as well. So trying to figure out all that stuff. But it's going to be a fun next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and look forward to keeping you guys updated along the way.
Thank you for all the updates. It's beautiful, Francisco. And if you want to start a community on Skool, we could definitely help. I have a magic link selfishly that would have affiliate connected with it, but I'm actually working on curating a Skool masterclass just based on the last learnings over the last year and trying to pull that all together into pro. So that could be helpful for you as well. So I had a guest on the Sunday Sips podcast named Shalina Ramnarayan. She's fantastic. I haven't finished that episode yet. She's a PhD from Janssen Pharmaceutical, healthcare activist as well. And at the end of it, she wanted to transition from corporate into entrepreneurship. So in 15 minutes, we started a Skool community. So at the end of that podcast episode, it'll literally walk through like, this is how you start a community on this platform. And then she's one of my one-on-one clients as well. So I meet with her once a week for coaching, and then we're co-building it little by little. So we're recording all those sessions, then pulling that into like a 6-hour master class on how to actually get everything off the ground, from leads and engagement and monetization as well, if that's something you pursue. So I think that could be a really fun exploration for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
funny thing is that J&J has like 150,000 employees,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, Shalina was on my team. So I always find that
Oh,
like
nice.
I constantly find that there's these weird intersections. Like we never worked together, but somehow we probably worked with several people that in between that worked with us in one way or another. But yeah, Shalina's cool. We actually never worked on anything business related together. We actually were on a team that I was leading that was trying to figure out how to create a strong like team that could run independently and like challenge status quo and feel supported in that mission of being like anti-corporate within a corporate environment. And we kind of tackled that from a bunch of different angles. So it was kind of fun to hang out with somebody like that, especially with the PhD that she has and her mindset and her approach. So that was fun.
Excellent. I can't fix your fort right now. I will fix it soon. I'm almost done with my friends. I know. Yeah, just try. But I can't because I'm talking to Francisco and Iskra and Sarah. I know. I'll help you in a little bit, love. Well, as things are imploding on the personal front, because I'm being surrounded. I think what would be a fun way to end this, I'll just give you. That's for mommy.
Yeah, we'll hurt their home.
Perfect. We'll save that for mommy. I'll do.
I will be with me. I will be at the fire.
Excellent. I'll do a speed run of everything that's going on in the Big Brain Club in like, I don't know, 6 minutes or less, just everything that I do, because I don't have this all organized perfectly. And then we'll just continue to interact kind of asynchronously. So let me jump into this really quick. So from a classroom perspective, everyone here. Oh, go ahead, Kindred. Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I was driving.
No,
I
you're fine.
received a message, a DM from you or your automation.
No,
and
it's
I
me.
just thought I'd hop on. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm like still trying to figure out how to create like a profitable, I guess, school group. So I'm not constantly shelling out money, but
Uh-huh.
I'm really, you know, impressed by what everyone's doing. So I just wanted to say that because I don't think I'm anywhere near y'all just yet.
Well, you'll be in this circle in like no time at all. So it's, first of all, Kindred, it's so nice to meet you and welcome. So I'm glad you got a DM about this.
Yeah, thank you.
And feel free to DM and chat more. And we all started at zero in some capacity. Like I've only been on this platform for a year, and I failed at it multiple times. It took me 9 months to hit profitability. And last month I did around $4,000 across different verticals in my business. So it takes a while to figure out your offer and your people and how to serve them. And there's learning curves in all the pockets. So don't self-exclude yourself from being in this circle. And it's always beautiful, having people at different levels together, because it accelerates everyone's growth. So I don't know. Do you want to do a little quick intro or anything? Like before I jump into this, we have some time. I know you've been lurking on the
Yeah,
call.
so I'm on
Yeah.
my
That's fine.
work phone, so it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
up as Kindred Farm Connection. But on Skool, I'm Serenity Michelle, and
Oh, it's Serenity. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, you sent me a DM earlier.
Yeah.
So I was challenged in another group to create a fun, fun to me, I guess, but like low ticket offer called Joy Drop, and it was fun. I had a handful of people that were interested, but now I need to understand how to create a low ticket tool and then how to bring traffic to it. So I guess I'm really at the beginning level. It seems like everyone else is really far down the line, but I am not.
No, it's totally fine. Like it takes time to get down the line, and we've DM'd quite a bit. So it's so nice to meet you, or like talk to you for the first time.
Likewise,
Serenity.
yes.
Because you have your happy health huddle as well. And then
Yes. Yep. So the Happy Health Huddle was my test for Kindred
Mhm.
Farm Connection. So
Got
I
it.
started that last September. And now I went into Founder Institute
Uh-huh.
to learn how to pitch.
Yeah.
So that was really challenging. And now I need go-to-market data and I need like a beta testing on my app. So that's the Kindred Farm Connection side. But
Okay.
the Joy Drop was something I just was taking a breather just to do something fun while
Mhm.
I wait for Founder Institute to start back up in the end of August.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
had talked a bit about pro and like what we do here. So I'm so glad you caught on a call because
Yes.
this
Yeah.
is what we
Yeah.
do in this space. Yeah, I have so much curiosity about all of your entrepreneurial ventures, and I'm glad that you're experimenting. So please don't self-exclude yourself from success on this platform. It just takes proximity and persistence and time. Um, and having Sarah in your corner. Typically, Sarah can fix all things for all people.
That's a lot of hearts. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, let me do a quick little mini trip through what I'm building on Skool and all the things that are available to all of you. And
Sounds
then
great. Yeah.
I'll
Thank
go
you.
feed my kids lunch. But thank you for stepping in. I should have checked once or more to just give you space to chat. So appreciate that serenity. I'm at 3 out of 4 kids. I don't know where the fourth one is. Um, so in this community, one of the big things we have is this Find Your Next assessment, which I think everyone has done. Serenity, I'm not sure if you've completed this or not.
I think I did, but I
I
didn't post it. Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
think
got so
that's
close. You got a post.
yes.
So we
Yeah.
could actually
Life
see.
got in the way.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine. So this is kind of the main emphasis that people start in the free community is I provide a framework for you to figure out your origin state, your desired future state, why you want this change in your life, what you're afraid of, and then the community can wrap around you and support you. And then there's different things you could do to actively build that life you desire and different offers or services I have. So one of the first ones that I just launched is this Lord of the Loom class. It's only $2. I've never made a course before. And I teach people how to use this tool called Loom to asynchronously chat with people over video. And I filmed this whole thing while I was at work, I think. Oh no, I did this one at home. This is actually like well curated. But I walk through all these different methodologies on how you can interact with people in short asynchronous conversation. And then it ends with a $1 challenge. So some people haven't made their first dollar online. And you have 25 free looms you can use on the free version. So the goal is like to teach someone how to invite someone into the community over asynchronous video chat and see if they'll actually get the course with their affiliate link, and then they are officially digital entrepreneurs. So that's the first like mini course I've pulled together, which could be helpful for people learning how to communicate asynchronously. The other one that I'm really excited about is this Keep It 100 challenge. So a lot of folks desire to start something, whether they want to lose weight, they want to eat clean, they want to be more present with their children. And when you are trying to build the life you desire, there's probably something you know you need to fixate on doing, and you just don't do the doings. So I made a whole course around how to push past all your limiting thoughts and just get it done and do it consistently for 100 days, whatever that is for you. I did film this entire thing during all my gaps working at Amazon on third shift. So it is really succinct and interesting. And there's 3 things that typically block people from actually building that dream life: a lack of urgency, so they can't create an artificial sense of urgency to just get started immediately; a lack of resolve when things get hard, so they don't have a deep why. And if they're following feeling, then they give up on a bad day; and then a lack of accountability. So for folks that do the Keep It 100 challenge, you'll then get access to doing a post under this category called Keep It 100. So mine is trying to spark joy. So I'm trying to make one of my 4 kids smile every day. That's just the goal I have for the next 100 days. And then every day I check in with myself and I post what day it is and what I did on the challenge. And that way it's holding me accountable. It's in front of the whole community as well. So people can wrap around each other and push each other towards this goal, because you're going to hit hard days along the way. So if this is of interest to you, you can access it through the classroom. And then for folks that end up moving up to pro, which is my paid group, then if they go annual, I provide this for free as well. So you could do it for $100 and just start actively building something or getting better at something. And I help you discern what that is in the course as well. Or in my paid group, I do 3 things. So we have weekly office hour calls like this. This is the Big Brain Club Pro. And then once a month, I curate keynote guest speakers. So there was one last month where I'll bring someone in who's kind of at the top of their field, and you can pick their brain and ask them questions. So I'm working on getting my 4th guest going. I've had a lot of life impacts that have delayed this slightly. And then the 3rd thing that I'm adding to this group is I'm building a Big Brain repository. So all the keynotes are available to annual members. So I record all those sessions. But then I'm also creating this Skool masterclass where I'll record all these sessions of building a community with Shalina, who's at 0, and our goal is to get her a financially viable business over the course of maybe 6 sessions together. So over 6 weeks, seeing if we could get her profitable. And then how to say goodbye for folks looking to exit a career, how to land a job, because I found a lot of nuanced ways to get around hiring processes and get interviews with the right people for the right opportunities, how to create content like an engineer. So these are all like courses I want to start to build out for this pro group. I haven't built all of these yet. Sales is storytelling, and then integrating fatherhood and entrepreneurship. So I'm starting to get traction on some of these spaces because I think it's where I have deep expertise for the community. And then I'll also have all of my newsletters and podcasts organized as well so that folks can continue to grow. So this will be like a Big Brain repository. And eventually I'd like to have other people in the club add content here as well so that we could all share our collective knowledge. So Sarah can do a course on offer or unfunking your life or anything she wants, and other big players I would like to bring into this space as well. So that's pro. This normally retails for $10,000 a month, which is how I actually close access to it. So I normally don't let people in except for short windows. So I'll probably keep it open for like 2 or 3 days. So I just go to pricing and then I change it to 100 per month or 900 annual. And then if you go annual, I just can work with folks over a longer time horizon. Now I have a team. Sarah's part of the team, the Big Brain team. I also have Navreet and Maxwell. And we actually have people join the community through their links so that they get 50% commission on anyone moving up to pro. So if you're interested, just send me a DM and then I could send you the right link and then you can pop up into pro. And then beyond this, I do a Sunday Sips podcast that's like 3,500 where we'll curate a conversation together. And then I create a whole bunch of short form content and we co-post all of that as well. So that helps you grow. That's like higher ticket. And then eventually I'll go into like medtech consulting and other one-on-one kind of stuff. But anyway, this is everything that I've built over the last year, all with the goal of helping people build the lives they desire, living where they want, loving what they do, and being paid well for it. So if anything's of interest, let me know, but no pressure. And so excited to see what you all can build little by little and continue to take risks. I don't know. Any other lingering questions or thoughts? That's the mini tour. It's a speed tour. Sarah, any thoughts as a co-owner of the club?
I mean, being in a space with other people that are creating and moving, and being able to spur each other on to greatness, right? And doing that in a way like there's weekly calls instead of, one-offs in here or monthly calls in here. Hold on a second. Told you. Kid stuff all the
It's
time.
awesome.
Brain mush. But yeah, no, it's freaking amazing. I love it. And I think if you are looking to grow quicker, right? Like with the brains that are in there, like you, Joe, and like I operate differently. I'm much more of like the flow person and like let's get into the nitty gritty and take some messy action. And Joe's really good at like structure and laying everything out and plans and all of that. So like being able to be in a space where there's different types of people that cover all the different ways of being and growing is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been really humbling seeing who's crossed paths. Like one person who's on this called Cassandra has been really awesome to cross paths with. Francisco, I don't know if you've met her in the group yet, but she's a doctor for geriatrics for elderly patients, and then she's passionate about helping healthcare providers learn how to do wound care. And it's been really amazing, like seeing her build her own community and for us to have clinical conversations and conversations around content creation and LinkedIn. It's just such an odd, beautiful space to bring people together. So yeah, I'm always happy to invite folks, and that's everything I've built on behalf of all of you and other friends that you may have down the road. But yeah, any other lingering thoughts or questions? Was this valuable? I know I don't do calls like this very often, but I hope this was helpful for you. Okay, I got a nod from Iskra.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Very, yeah, very
Perfect.
interesting to watch.
Yeah, and Serenity, right? I have the wrong. There's a Sierra and a Serenity that I've DM'd in this group, so the two S's are flipped in my head. But yeah, I'm so glad you got to link her on the call. And I recorded it, so I'll put out the full thing because I know you hopped in midway as well. But yeah, feel free to reach out as you need things. And this is your community just as much as it's mine. So feel free to post and interact and support one another on your journey. And we'll see how it continues to grow and scale little by little. That's all I got. See if other. Okay, I got claps.
Snaps. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go feed my kids lunch. But don't be a stranger and let me know if there's any way I can help.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate y'all. Keep changing the world.